Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out with trainer Dave Coldwell. Dave, I've just seen you watching the main event. Didn't go the way of Jordan Gill. It looked like, from what I could see, you were a little bit emotional watching the commentary from Jordan Gill after the fight. Just talk me through what you saw and the bravery, first of all, for Jordan to get up on the canvas and try and fight back.
When he got put over with that body shot, I can't, and he was flat on his back. I can't believe how he got up. You know, it looked like he was done, absolutely crippling, and then he just bounced back up. But that's Jordan. He's got big old balls, and he tried. It didn't go wide, and he tried. He went back at it, tried to turn it around, and then he walked onto another crippler. Yeah, I'm gutted for him. I know what it meant to him. Yeah, but
how were you scoring the fight up until that point? It seemed like quite an even fight. Maybe Jordan Gill had the favour.
Yeah, I thought he was winning it. It was a close fight. It's one of those where Jordan be pressing the action. Zelfa felt was trying to nick it, trying to walk him onto something. And I had Jordan edging it, to be honest. I don't think that's me being biased, but I had him edging it. But it was a close fight. It was a good fight. It's what we thought. We thought it was going to be a good fight, you know, and that's what it was. And Zelfa pulled out the finish.
What would you advise for Gill next? Of course, rest and kind of plan the future. But I mean, this is him stepping up a division to the next weight on, trying to find fruit in here and falling short to Zelfa. It's a further, longer road back, I guess.
I'm not going to advise him to do anything because that, you know, my days of advising Jordan are over. I'll speak to him as a friend, if you know, and that's it. But it's none of my business to advise him. Not as a former fighter, and then the old coach and manager tries to tell him what to do. So I'm not going to do that. All I know is that I was sat with just sat behind his wife and his mum, and it's just. He's healthy. He's all right. He's safe. That's all that matters. You know, he's got good people behind him. He's got an amazing family behind him, and he's got other things than boxing now. So the pressure's off him. It's whatever he wants to do now. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have to box. It's whatever he wants to do. What his goals are, and he'll make those decisions with his family.
How much of that result do you feel would have been factored by the weight? This is a fully fledged super featherweight that John was in against.
You can't say, 1 minute he's the best he's ever been because he's at super featherweight, and then when he gets beat at super featherweight, say, he got beat because he's at super featherweight. No, Jordan. I always thought Jordan's going to be stronger at super featherweight, but he got done with body shots, and that's the. Boxing is very, very brutal. You get caught downstairs, and it doesn't matter how good your chin is. He was never buzzed to the chin, really. He got caught a couple of snappy good shots off of Zelfa to the chin. Didn't really bother him. Getting hit to the body's a little bit different, and he got caught, and that was it.
You're ringside tonight with Hopey Price. Last I heard, he had an injury, recovering from that injury. What's the timescale for his return?
Hope September. I think it'll be September. Bad injury. It was the operation on the hand where you have to take a piece of the bone out of the hip, fuse it to the hand. He was out of walking for about 6 weeks, couldn't walk for about 6 weeks. He's back in the gym now, it's his second week. Everything just one-handed. He has a scan on Wednesday, then we'll go on from there. But we're hoping for Hopey to box in September.
September seems to be the pin date for the second iteration of the Matchroom versus Queensberry 5v5 at Wembley. People were looking at the Hopey Price versus Nat Collins fight as one of those Matchroom versus Queensberry fights. Possible?
Possible. He was devastated because obviously it was talk about for the first one for June, and obviously we're devastated they can't do that. My priority is just to get that hand back, and then we'll see when it goes from there. Like I said, he has a scan on Wednesday. He's doing everything he's supposed to do, and plus, I'm really proud of him because he's looked after his nutrition and while he was out and couldn't do anything. And I mean, even while I couldn't walk, he looked after his nutrition. So when he walked back into the gym, I looked at his face. I was expecting him to be a little bit chunkier in the face, and he wasn't. Slimline. It looked like he could fight. We've had 2 weeks now of just just simple things in the gym, and he's sharp. His movements are sharp. Everything's sharp. So it's just a case of getting a handbag, and then he's been training his brain. So he's going to be a better fighter when he comes back. I'm excited.
Let me pick your brain a couple of things away from this in the wider boxing sphere. First of all, Fury at a press conference this week. He looked leaner for my eye heading into the Usyk fight. Do you feel that a leaner Fury is the key for success against Usyk?
Quite possibly. But we've also seen. Listen, I don't know how they do the weight or anything. You don't know, but sometimes you see fighters that lose weight and actually aren't quite as resistant to punches. We have seen that. I'm not saying this is in this case, but he looks in fantastic shape. He looks so healthy, and that's how you would expect him to be going into a massive, undisputed title fight. If you come in fat and out of shape for that fight, then what's he in the sport for?
Haney versus Garcia seems to be going ahead, Dave.
I'm shocked it's got this far. Listen, it's a great fight. When it was announced, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be excited for that fight. I've always thought Devin Haney is going to ping his head off. The only problem is that I worry that maybe there's a Oliver McCall, Lennox Lewis 2 moment in that. That's where my worry is, because I don't think his headspace is where it needs to be or should be when you go into a ring to fight.
It looks like as well, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are both applying for.
I don't care.
But it seems like it's an exhibition at the moment, but those two want it to be a fight. But
that's even worse.
That's what I'm saying.
It's 58 years old. I don't care. I don't think the fight should be happening. Exhibition fight, whatever, it's bollocks. I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. I respect what Jake Paul's done. I understand what he's doing. It's clout, profile. You can turn around and say beat a former heavyweight champion, baddest man on the planet, when he was young, not 58.
Very last of all then, Canelo was asked about a potential fight with David Benavidez, and he said that in his fight, look, I've earned my right to do whatever I want, call whatever shots I want to call, and if I want to put weight hydration clauses in, I can, but it's a lose-lose situation for me, because then you'll say, look, I shouldn't have done that, I won't get the credit for getting the victory. Boxing hardcore fans will say, like, maybe you shouldn't, because you're putting these clauses on, you're not making it a fair fight, but has he got the right to call those shots?
He's got the right to do it, call the shots, and he'll be successful if the other fighter agrees to it. Do I think he should do it? No. I think if you're going to be fighting for a title, fight at the limit. And if you want to come in lighter, you come in lighter. If it's not an IBF, there's no rehydration clause. How fighters have always done it throughout the history of the sport, apart from these select few that want to put in hydration clauses. I think it's shit. I think you should either accept the rules of an actual professional contest, and if you don't want to do it, don't do it, and just duck the young fresh guy. If that's what you're going to do, you've earned the right to pick and choose who you want to fight. 100%, absolute legend of the sport. But you got to remember, Floyd Mayweather was old when he fought Canelo, who was a young pup coming through, and he took him on, right? So if you're wanting to be, maybe you don't want to be, but if you got Mayweather, it's chirped at him in his career and stuff like that. If he's wanting to say, look, I am in that class of fighter, then you got to kind of follow in the footsteps of that class of fighter.
I think I need a hydration clause, Dave. Thanks for speaking seconds out. So.